All right, on this nice hot afternoon, I'm going to do some bluegill fishing with gulp minnows. Get it on my hook real quick and hope the bluegill are biting. This looks like an excellent place to fish for bluegill, and I'm seeing a bass over here and some bluegill over there. So hopefully I'll be able to catch something. I might actually go for the bass first. I think I just spooked him. Oh no, I didn't. He looked at it. I can cast this in a better spot. Might be able to get it in front of his face. Nope. I think I spooked him. That's not what I'm looking for is a bass, but I would cast at him if I see him to see if they will bite my gulp minnow. I do need bluegill to do a flathead catfish trip eventually. I've been saying it for a while that I wanted to keep bluegill for a flathead catfish trip to try some under a big bobber. But I've been using them for my guided trips just as bait. So all I need to do is catch some more. Got it stuck in my foot, or at least in my shoe here. Guess I'm going to have to grab the pliers. Usually I can get a bluegill or two from this spot. And they're not cooperating so far. Had to bend my hook back too. I don't think I have any more of these jig heads with me. So I'm going to have to make do with what I got. Well, I was hoping this would be a simple bluegill fishing expedition. Catch a couple here and then take them fishing elsewhere. But looks like I'm going to have to move. Maybe I can get lucky here. Although I just spooked a bunch of bluegill that were right at the rocks. They're little bitty things though. Oh, tiny aquarium-sized bluegill. Hopefully I won't get skunked today on bluegill. They're tearing up my gulp. All right, I'm going to move to one more place. See if I can get something here. I just saw like a bluegill, several big bluegills right here. Now will they eat my bait? They went down to it. They are not eating my bait. Man, gulp minnows are not working today. But there are several big bluegills just right there. I don't want to spook them. Whoa. And I'm getting all my line wrapped up. That's a big one. Landed on his head. Whoa! Well, one did grab it, and now they're all spooked. Let's see if they come back. And it's like, what am I doing wrong today? I see some right there. I think the little ones around them are grabbing them. Squirrel fishing. Well, a big wake boat has showed up to blow everything out, so I am going to move. They really should make these things illegal. We got one leaving and now one putting in. I think Dieter Melhorn just did a short showing some of the waves from one of these boats nearly going over his bow. And he was just sitting there. That's how high the waves were. And, you know, when they're doing their thing, think about what those waves are doing to the bank. Well, I came here to Big Fish Outfitters to get some big reds since gulp minnows aren't working. I think I'll go back to that spot and see if I can catch one of those big bluegill that were there. All right, I'm back here again. And I see a bass down there, but I don't see any bluegill. All the big bluegill have wandered off. I'm gonna try tossing this down there, and maybe something will eat it. Maybe these redworms will redeem me from not catching fish so far. And there's someone mowing the lawn. Whoa. That was quick. Took the bait. Yep, yep. Good luck to you. Appreciate it. There we go. So they are wanting real bait and not artificial. You get days like this sometimes. Having gulp minnows work, you know, a lot is good, but sometimes you just got to get the real stuff. My bait tank's in the truck, so I'm going to walk this up to the truck to put it in there. But hey, finally caught one. Hopefully I'll be able to catch a few more. Of course, the difference between this and gulp minnows is gulp minnows you can use several times. A lot of times with the, you know, the worms, the big reds, you can only use it once. And big red worms are technically European night crawlers, which means you don't have to refrigerate them. They can live even in this heat, and it is pretty hot today. And while I don't recommend it, I have seen these survive 100-degree temperatures in my garage. but it's best to keep them below 80. So putting them in the refrigerator isn't a bad idea, but you can just keep them on your counter if your house is below 80, 90 degrees. Green sunfish. Now this is flathead catfish candy right here. I saw him sticking his head out from underneath a rock. Whoa! And just like bluegill, I gotta drop them. Beautiful little fish. Look at the blue on him that's coming out on the camera. These guys stay way more active than the bluegill when you got them hooked and ready to, fish for flatheads. Oh. Bunch of little ones on this side. There we go. I'll take him. Nice little sunfish. That'd be a hybrid. Gotta keep my worm on that one. This one little spot is redeeming me today. Sometimes that's just how it is. He's got some orange coloration, like in his tail and stuff. That's kind of cool. All right. I might have to call this video "Wake Boats Nearly Ruined My Bluegill Fishing Trip." However, redworms redeem me, or something similar. And speaking of pleasure boats, there's one on its way now. Oh, that was a bass. Oh no. Maybe that was a gar? I lost my jig head. Well then. Well, that pleasure boat's making a turn, although it looks like they're about to flip. Summertime. That's why I can't wait till fall. Cooler weather, no pleasure boats, more fish biting. All right, I'm rigged back up. Another worm. I might want to hook that a little better. Always show the hook. If you have something on the hook, you're less likely to actually hook your fish. They all seem to be congregated in this really small area right here. Sometimes they're out there. I'm just going to stick to here in the shade, see if I can catch one or two more, and then I'll be done. And I missed one. All that's left is the little ones now. And I think I'm going to call it. There was a bunch of big ones here. And then all those pleasure boaters dropped by and scared them off. The ones that I just caught are about half the size of the bluegill that I saw here when I first showed up, when those two big giant wake boats were here. The one coming in and one launching. And yeah. At least I caught fish. At least I'm not skunked. if I go flathead fishing, I will have to bring this rod and reel, bring the leftover redworms, maybe some gulp minnows, and try to catch some bluegill on the water with a boat, and then use them combined with them in the back of my truck to see if I can get a flathead. But hey, at least I caught some fish. It's been a very difficult day. I'm definitely making bluegill fishing look hard. Now, as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to actually watch this video. I really appreciate it. Now I'm going to get in my air-conditioned truck, get home to my air-conditioned house, and get out of this 100-degree weather. When is fall going to be here? Thanks again for watching. I do hope to see you next time.